Hello, everybody. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Die Party Blood Dues, week number 7. Graham, why'd you blow up the kitty?
Yeah, Graham.
Because it attacked Roland and I needed to protect him.
Okay, well, that's important.
Well, at least we've established that Roland has plot armor.
As well as normal armor, yeah.
No, what do you guys do? The Mad Hermit has been reduced to a quivering, sobbing pile of human.
I kind of don't want to leave him here.
And he begins to crawl and scrabble over to the corpse of his beloved pet, his only friend.
I don't want to leave him here, but
You also blew up his beds, guys.
yeah,
So he has no bed now.
I kind of want to. I don't know. I wouldn't say bring him to the keep, because that might also be kind of a jerk move to take him from his home now.
Can we locate the source of the smell?
Yeah, it's just everything in here. I mean, there's a restroom area. It would seem. And it's just kind of, it's kind of everywhere. I mean, there's no... the smell of the rain helps,
Well,
you think? You assume?
we hope.
Everything's a little bit more damp now, you know?
Yeah, also everything's charred.
Well, we blew up his home, we blew up his cat. We left him a gibbering mess. I don't know if there's much else we can do.
You can take the clothes off his back. I mean, he doesn't have
He has none.
That's true.
We should take away his beard.
Yeah, shave that bitch off. Yeah.
Well, the outer shreds of my armor are useless anyway, so I guess I'll drape one over his shoulders.
There! You might not have a cat anymore!
Now you have clothing!
I think we should just go at this point.
If you don't want people to blow up your things, I suggest learning English.
I'm just going to leave.
Okay. Angular leaves.
I love that. I love your new character, man.
I mean, we did barge into his house, and the town was arguably doing self-defense of their home, and then you killed him. Then we killed him.
Fuck it! Oh, lordy. Good stuff, guys.
This man is lives in a sad state of affairs. Yeah, when Angular goes to leave England, Roland will say, "Are you sure we shouldn't help this guy?"
What can we do to help him? We don't know what he... Obviously, right now, what he wants mostly is probably his pet back. Otherwise, he's just basically,
He's human, right, Graham?
Yeah.
Yes.
And humans don't really live out
Like
here,
hermits.
except for in the keep, right?
This seems strange.
This guy, he might have suffered a blow to the head or something. People could be looking for him. Humans don't live out here, except for at the keep. I think we should try.
What about the bandits that live outside the keep?
We don't, well, they are drawn here by the keep, so they're not like a village.
I think we should try and communicate to him to come back to the keep or something.
Well, we could try. If he even understands us.
Just drag his cat, and he'll
Let's
follow.
offer to bury the cat.
No, I think that's probably the least we should have done in either case, anyways.
Is there a river nearby?
Well, you're not there.
I know, I'm emulating Roland. We could dump the corpse in the river.
Not a burial. So this guy is just weeping over his dead cat.
Kind of, yeah. He kind of picks up its arm and pushes it, trying to get it to move again.
God, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god.
He's whispering something to it.
I don't want to eavesdrop on the guy.
I will.
Okay.
If I can hear it. I mean, I'm trying to like pat him on the back and be reassuring.
Okay. You're not sure it's doing anything?
I mean, you are the one that killed it.
Yeah, you keep passing that buck, but we're here because of you. Let's not forget that.
And hey, at least I didn't blow up the cat.
Cat wasn't trying to maul you to death, was it?
He realizes the cat's not moving anymore. And he kind of look at you and look at Engelard, and he will kind of get up and begin to run away.
I mean, I'm still standing at the mouth of the cave, so
Okay, well, he attempts to run past you.
I'm going to try and stop him.
Be reassuring when you kidnap him.
He begins to try and, or like flail at you.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and restrain him to stop him from going to do something stupid.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We'll make some opposed attack rolls.
Tackle that bitch.
Opposed.
He has a total of 4.
Oh,
You can do it.
Do I just roll 1d20 plus my muscle or something?
Your basic attack bonus, which I think is +0. All right.
Well,
Yeah, you're able
yeah.
to restrain him. He is not. You're able to restrain him. You still have a torch in one hand, though. Even with one hand, you're able to restrain him.
Yep.
I go outside and I start digging a hole,
With
or
what?
like a little ditch.
Yeah.
With what?
My hands. Shallow
Okay.
grave.
It begins to fill in with water very quickly.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right. Water's happening.
It's raining. Maybe buried in. No, the cave ground is probably too hard to try and.
Well, even if it isn't,
Yeah.
he may not want to come with us, and I doubt he wants a grave in the middle of his. Well, you know what? This guy's pretty weird.
Just stick a grave in his house. Yeah, that was not my brightest idea.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What else?
Do you know any other languages? Maybe he responds to different ones.
I guess I'll try to start talking to him in Basicrack.
Okay. Yeah. What do you say, or how do? Basically, not what do you say. It's not important, but how do you say it?
I'm trying to be diplomatic and ask him who he is.
Okay. He doesn't. No difference. Might as well be the same.
What was Valkyran again?
It's a language that's to the southeast, to the east of the Ostlands, which is what borders Beechcrest. It's where where the main engineering happens. They are very far ahead
right.
technologically.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'll try to talk to him in that as well. Same thing.
Okay. Roland, I believe you speak the same language of
Wait, what? What language?
Falakaran.
Yeah, I do speak Falakaran.
Okay. Engelard starts speaking that.
I will also run through any of the. I will try, Magisis, Psychos,
Okay.
Undercommon.
You guys both speak Magisis as well. When you begin to speak that, he puts his hands over his ears.
Interesting.
Huh.
What do I know about Magisis that would cause that kind of reaction?
Well, it's the arcane language. It's what all scrolls are written in, and it's what wizards say things in arcane language to cast spells.
Okay, so he knows enough. He's right enough in the head to be afraid of that. I'll try Psychos.
Man,
Psychos?
you guys know some serious languages.
No, Theikos is the divine language. No response, it would seem.
Undercommon?
No, definitely not.
He knows a lot of languages.
Ruzaran?
No, still no.
So
Well, I
the
think
outside
Jesus is
perspective
outside.
is just basically two guys having a conversation what appears to be gibberish with a guy who
Yeah.
doesn't speak any language other than gibberish. and they can't understand each other.
Right. Something like that.
that.
I try and draw in the dirt. I do a cat face.
Okay. Oh, he looks entertained.
Then I draw a mean cat face next to it.
He looks afraid. Not afraid, but fearful. Yeah, afraid.
I draw a dead cat face.
Now no, I don't. I stop him from doing that. I draw a smiling human face underneath the happy cat face, and then I draw a frowny human face underneath the mean cat face.
Okay.
And then I try and like gesture to that and then to myself.
And he says, he didn't say anything, but he kind of looks at you and looks at him and looks at you and looks at Angelard. And he smiles. He doesn't have any teeth.
Of course.
I draw a helmeted head, kind of, and then a normal person's head, and then a bearded face. And I draw them all smiling.
Okay. Yeah, he's smiling.
Then I try and draw, like, the keep a little bit. Just the walls.
He looks at it.
And then I draw, like, a line from the three of us to the keep with a little arrow.
Okay.
And then I gesture to him and then to me and then, like, trying to see if he gets anything, any responses, any cues.
He's smiling at you.
Anything in here look important?
Pile of leaves, and then a bunch of leaves that you blew over.
Of course.
I sort of poke the bigger pile of leaves with a stick, see if there's anything in there.
Ah, there is.
Oh!
Of course there is.
Tons of shit.
Yeah. You find a very ornate mirror.
Oh, man.
It's about 2 feet by 1 foot. Seems to be made of obsidian and gold.
Is obsidian rare?
No, not really.
Can I make a arcanology check on this thing, see if it's magic in some way?
Yes, please do.
Uh, 27.
It certainly appears to be something that could be magical.
21. Fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot
This is-
fail that roll unless you roll a 1.
Based on the advanced state of the Mad Hermit's, insanity, and it was covered up very deliberately.
He also doesn't like the magicious language.
Yeah, it's probably it. Yeah, you get the sense that it may be magical, and it may be, you look at it right quick, and then you might not want to look into it.
Okay, well, I turn it so it's facing the wall.
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
And then I relay this information to England.
If I were to take a guess, I'd say this mirror thing is the source of our friend's insanity, and don't mess with it.
Yeah, I kind of also don't want to leave that here now that we know about it.
Well, I've had some pretty hit or miss experiences with blowing up random magical stuff.
Oh, really?
We could flip the coin, is what I'm saying. Or we could cover it up and take it back to the keep for further study.
That's probably the better idea. I mean, if push comes to shove, we can always try blowing it up.
Alright, why don't we use your cloak to cover it? Because I don't have much by way of extra garments.
Yeah, I kind of sigh and just go, alright, it's gonna be a sucky walk back.
Yeah, when the Mad Hermit sees that you've found the mirror and have taken it out, he gets very afraid and covers his eyes very deliberately. And he doesn't see you put it away, and he's not peeking or anything.
All right, so I take off
I'll
my
go
cloak.
put a hand on it once England is done covering it up. I'll put a hand on it on the hermit's shoulders, and I'll tap on his covered eyes.
Okay, he'll shake his head.
I'll turn him physically away.
Okay.
And then I will tap on his eyes again.
Okay. He'll look kind of look out, look at you, and look at the wall, and kind of look around.
I'll on the ground. I'll draw the mirror,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I'll rub it out.
Says, oh, he looks very excited about that. He hugs you.
So with the mirror all covered up, I'll go over to it and I'll carry it back. How heavy is it?
The mirror is about 8 pounds.
All right. So I am now light encumbered or whatever.
Sure.
God, that's too funny. Giant mirror. Just light encumbrance, you know how it is.
Well, before that, with all the armor and explosives, I was in no encumbrance. Just for the folks playing at home. And then I'll say,
All right, England. Why don't you piggyback him back to the keep?
All right. Now I guess I'll pick him up.
Pick him up. Oh, he isn't like that. He
Oh.
flails and shakes and thrashes.
Calm down.
I'll put I won't pick up the mirror yet. We'll get him cool with transportation first. We'll draw the happy faces.
They're still there.
Or we'll circle the happy faces.
Yeah,
Okay.
then we'll have one of the happy faces being drawn on the happy faces carrying the bearded face somehow.
And we'll draw all the happy faces going, walking to a sunshiny rainbow.
Okay. Well, firstly, he will grab Engelard's hand and try to pull him out of the cave,
I guess I'll let him.
and points outside.
Okay. Let it happen.
Yeah, I said I'll let him.
Go with it.
Okay.
I did say
He will. Yeah, he sees the rainbow and he points to the rainbow, and then he points outside and will bring you to it, apparently.
Okay.
I'll pick up the mirror and follow. Maybe we can get him all the way to the keep like this.
I mean,
He will. Engelard, he's going to start leading you further away from the keep.
I will try to motion to him that he's going the wrong way.
No, he's pulling you the other way. He knows where he's going.
I'll
Apparently.
hold you for a little bit.
Okay. Roland, what do you do?
I'm following with the mirror. Covered, obviously, by the cloak.
Yes, of course.
Evil mirrors and all that.
Yeah, he begins to take you, turning you. You walk for multiple minutes. Turns into 10 minutes. Turns into 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, once we cross like 15 minutes, I'm going to try to just start realizing, no, we can't do this. We won't make it back in time if we keep going.
And I didn't bring any chloroform.
He begins hopping up and down and pulling you very hardly.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this. My experience with crazy hermits is about 50-50, hit or miss. I say we go with it.
I think that's your experience with a lot of things, hit or miss.
Roland stops for a moment and looks upwards quizzically, like,
Yeah, you're about right.
He will go go to Roland and try to put his hand over your mouth. That's not that you have the helmet on.
I just.
And he would look around very worried, and then he will attempt to pull you off the trail.
I follow, and I motion I motion for England to follow.
I feel pretty good about this.
Guess I'll follow.
Yeah, and he will pull you down. You know, like in Lord of the Rings, where they go underneath the tree and the ring race there.
Yes.
It's kind of the idea is that you're kind of down off the trail.
Gotcha.
In a low portion.
And then the ring wraith comes, right?
Yeah, no. The Mad Hermit will kind of get up next to the rise, and he will kind of put his hand over you and Engelard's mouth.
Alright.
I'll be quiet.
And at that point, you begin to hear like clicky little feet. Like you begin to hear footsteps
Damn ring rates.
that are very light footsteps.
If only this mirror wasn't evil, I could use it to look over the ridge.
Yeah, well. And he will wait. Kind of looks at you and looks at Engelard, and then he waits for about like 30 seconds, and then he will kind of turn around and peek over the ridge.
I will also peek.
Engelard?
I won't peek out, look around near us just in case.
Down the trail from whence you came, the way you came from, there appears to be 2 giant scorpions that are walking away.
Oh, interesting.
Like we're talking like probably 4 feet across on a carapace.
I mean, 4 feet. That means that their bodies fit within an explosion. That's how. That's how Roland measures things.
Oh, lordy. Fucking wrong.
The Mad Hermit begins to nod his head up and down and smile.
I will also
And
nod my head.
He haphazardly tries to draw a smiling face in the dirt.
And I will also draw a smiling face next to it. And then I will give him a thumbs up.
Oh, he'll do that too.
All right.
Okay.
And then he'll begin to pull you guys again,
Alright.
same way.
I guess we're not going to reach back to the keep today.
You guys travel for another 30 minutes,
All right. I mean, I'll indulge him for a little while longer.
and he takes you to another cave mouth.
Oh, well then.
Okay then.
This could
And,
pay off.
Yeah, when you go inside, you see that it's about a 20 feet circular interior cave, and inside there's a little pool of water in the middle, and in the pool of water is a little altar.
Does it look religious?
And he will go and sit in the pool of water.
Sure, I will too. Why not?
Does
Okay.
it look religious? Just as a question.
It appears religious. There appears to be offerings on it.
I don't even think I need a religion check to know that this is religious, and probably not a religion I would recognize. Or would I?
But you can always check. Roland, do you just get in the water?
Sure, why not? I can dry my stuff later.
Okay. When you get in the water, the ruined tatters of your armor repair themselves magically.
Whoa! I will be like, that just saved me 24 hours or more of work. Hooray! I will, hug the crazy hermit man.
Yeah, the Mad Hermit will clap in glee.
That's.
He sees that. He hears that you're happy, and he will be happy as well.
Well, after that religion check, now that I see that, I'm also making a thaumaturgy check, because healing water that can heal armor being destroyed is very interesting water.
Sure.
It's 17.
Oh my goodness, what is that going on back there?
Oh god, I think
Construction.
people are coming home.
It's the meat locker where they hide all the bodies.
Yeah,
People are
it
coming home, I
honestly
guess.
sounds like Engelard is being wheeled down one of the abandoned hospital.
He's talking to his computer again. What do we do? We lock him up.
All right. Engelard, this religion, many shamanistic religions use altars, as well as many demonic cults.
Oh, good.
There are no Beach Crestian religions that use altars in caves.
I mean, I
For no
would see
reason.
why they would.
Yeah. They certainly have altars in churches and buildings and whatnot, but these symbols are not Beach Crestian. This stonework, none of the offerings appear to be like anything you've seen before or you're familiar with, but you do know that what I've told you.
Yeah. And,
The offerings are a heap of what appear to be star blossoms.
oh.
There is some rotting food and a number of iron circles stacked up.
And the other chat was thaumaturgy, because that weird healing water.
Mm-hmm. So thaumaturgy wouldn't really actually apply in this case,
Oh, interesting.
because thaumaturgy is more of identifying the components of a magic spell or of magic, and this does not appear to be magical.
I mean, it looks pretty magical, but I guess it's just...
Sure, and of course we do draw a distinction between magical and religious.
Yeah, I know, that's fine.
Sure,
That's why
sure.
I wanted to make sure, but since it seems some power of religion, I mean,
Are
I
these
don't...
the flowers that what's-his-face was looking for?
They might be. Are they red and blue?
Star shape.
Like it. Yep, I don't think it'd be a good idea to take one, though, considering they're an offering.
That's interesting that this thing, which is definitely not the religion he follows, also uses them.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Well, I'll sit there and think for a minute.
The Mad Hermit splashes around and plays like a child. Water.
I put a reassuring a hand on his shoulder, and then I point to the star blossoms on the altar,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do the thumbs up thing.
Well, he'll do the same thing back.
I draw a star blossom in the dirt,
Okay.
and then I circle it. Or no, and then I do the thing where the three happy faces go to it, which is
Okay.
what we did with the rainbow earlier, and that brought us here.
He goes and gets one for you and brings it to you.
Oh, well, at least he's the one who's going to be cursed by this demon thing.
Yeah.
Engelard, another thing. Altars like this, druidic magic, also.
Yeah.
Or druidic religions will have this kind of stuff in the wilderness.
Yeah, obviously.
Sure.
Well, I passed the flower back to Engelard because he's the one who was going to get it for Leland.
Okay, sure.
So I guess I'll probably have to safe keep this for a while. Then I guess I'm going to draw in the dirt, now I'm going to try and draw three faces going to the keep, or my best drawing of the keep I can make.
You're not as good as drawer as Roland.
Nope, I'm a shit drawer.
Okay.
Fetch.
How do you draw the keep?
Like a really happy place.
I don't know what that means.
Like a really happy place full.
All you have is dirt and your finger.
Maybe just.
I will help,
little
man.
I
lines
wanted to evoke happiness.
I maybe draw little lines like, oh, this is like how you always have lines coming from something like, oh, this is happy, this is bright and sunny.
You know what I
okay.
did? He draws the keep with the sun and stuff, and then I draw a smiley face on the keep.
Yes,
The
there we
keep is
go.
smiling.
The keep is now a smiley face.
He'll look confused. At that point, we're going to leave Engelard and Roland for a bit and pick up with Walzer, who's being useful in the bandit camp.
Hello. So, I've given it some thought, Graham.
Yep.
After looking through all that stuff, if no one approaches me...
Yeah, they don't.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a cover for the fire.
Done. Okay.
I'm also then going to take some of the tents that aren't being used.
Some of them.
Yes. And I'm going to take the top from the tent. I assume they're separated, unless they
Sure.
aren't.
Go ahead.
And then I'm going to make, like, I don't know, like some sort of teepee like thing, but it's basically just going to be like a tent with a fire in the middle, right?
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my fireworking skill to start a fire.
Okay. With what kindling?
Well, let's take a look. Is there anything in... I'll have to take a look at the list that you gave me again.
You can try and break the. Well, yeah, you can take the slats from the tent.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, well, I just want to get it started, and maybe I can then... that's really tough to actually say. I'm gonna, like, when I start this whole thing, like, my intention would have been to dry out some wood. So I would maybe take some wood, like, I assume they have a pile somewhere, right? They gotta be they gotta be organized in some way.
Well, yeah, they do. Remember when you saw Fig's tent when you got your Lucifer and Hammer back? He has a store of firewood.
All right. Well, I'll go see him after I finish building this thing for wood. I guess if that's If he's not in the tent, I would just take some wood with me.
Gotcha. Okay, you do so. Fine.
And then I will start a fire.
In this teepee?
In this, like, teepee sort of thing, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Keeping in mind that I would know how to make a fire that doesn't have a lot of smoke. Because that would be the problem of this design.
Give me that fire building check then.
Yeah, I will. I don't remember what it is. It is plus 18, it says here.
Fire buildings? Plus 11 on my feet.
Well, I maxed it out, like, twice. And it's intuition plus 4 that I've got here.
Right, that's 11.
Why do I have 18 on this thing?
I have no idea.
Alright, it's 11 then. I was about to say, my fire building's pretty good. Alright, 1d20 plus 11. 18, not good enough. Fuck.
You produce a lot of smoke.
Alright, I'll air it out and try again, since no one's seen me.
Well, someone has seen you, and...
I'd sort of step out of it.
What are you doing? Says a rather thin, spindly man.
Making myself useful. Well, trying to.
Says, well, you seem to be making a muck of it.
Well, you guys don't really have any proper facilities for starting a fire in the rain.
He says, yes, we... Well, what are you starting a fire for?
Well...
I don't believe we've officially met.
Walzer.
People call me Book.
I'm Walzer. You've got a very easy name to remember, Book.
And he says, the problem with your design is... He says, the problem with your design, because I don't know what it is, and and then you can build it quite easily, and he helps you.
Alright. Well, we build it together.
Build it together. Gay.
Hey, start that rain sound again.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
And he says, your final trial will be today.
I heard it's not much of a trial, more of just, get prodded with a hot piece of metal.
Yes, it binds you to us.
It's not magical, is it? You make it sound magical.
No, we're a family.
Ah.
We're binded by honor and obligation.
That makes sense. How long have you been in this family?
Since before Figs. Tell you that much.
So, who was running this place before Figs? Alright, stop it now.
What, the rain?
No, fucking wreck.
Oh, whoever's tapping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Told me to do this.
What was that
You
last
brought
question
this
was again?
upon yourself.
What was that?
What was that last question again? Who was
leading the family before Figs?
Before Figs, it was an elf.
Okay.
An elf named Arion.
Interesting.
You told me to do it. Stop telling me to stop it. You
Stop
You
it.
started
I'm telling
this.
you, stop it.
Okay. Well then, that's all you had to do.
An elf named Arion, a high elf at that. Quite strange around these parts.
How much do I know about elves? Just give me a number out of 10.
They are secretive and usually haughty and not very nice and arrogant. And
Do I know what high elf means? Just give me a number from 1 to 10 of how much I know the elven culture. That's all I need.
What do you mean?
Just a number from 1 to 10 of how much Walzer would know about the high elves. Because I'm about to make a joke, and I need to know how much I can make the joke.
Potato.
10.
I know, a 10 out of 10?
No, 10 out of 20.
So 5 out of 10.
Sure.
Okay. Then I turn back to Book, and I'm like, what's a regal fella doing running a bunch of a band of misfits like us?
Well, trust me, he wasn't regal in any definition of the word. He was harder than anybody here.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask someone about why you guys have let a giant spider live so close to your camp. That seems a little silly. And the fact that you send people there to die, also a little silly. But, I don't know.
Well, even out here, the men need entertainment.
Throwing
They find
themselves against the spider to die is entertainment?
They find it amusing. Trust me, I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Are you a scholar, Walzer?
Oh, well, I tried to be at one stage, but the hot forge caught my attention before anything else.
I guess what I mean to ask is, what I mean to get at is why exactly are you here? What's in this for you?
Well, I came to the fort looking for escape, and it seems my history caught up with me, and I ended up here.
You see, I suppose that's why I ask, are you a scholar? Because your story reminds me of my own.
No? Do tell.
Well, we've all got our battle scars.
Yes.
He looks off into the distance, and lilting music begins to play.
Yeah.
Water falling into his eyeballs. He doesn't care. He's remembering.
Yeah, he remembers something.
So as we put the final touches on this sweet fire fort that we're building, I turn to him and I say, "You seem to know a fair bit about just putting stuff together. Something I've always
I know a fair bit about most things.
Interesting. So, what is that you do around here, Book? I mean, everyone needs chores. I'm one of those types of guys that just can't sit in a tent when it's raining, you know.
Well, most of what I do is sit in a tent. I read mostly.
Oh, what have you read recently?
Anything the men bring in, I've read. It's probably hard to believe, but I've remembered everything I've ever read.
That doesn't strike me as odd at all. I mean, I've seen people who could shoot lightning out of their fingertips, so...
Fair enough.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So, Figs, he's a bit of an odd man. He seems to have a bit of a story going on with the goblins, and while I don't 100% agree with everything that he's done, have you known him for long, and does this strike you as an odd thing for him to be doing, or is this a recent thing?
You couldn't find two more different men than Figs and Arion. When Figs showed up just like anybody else, any other, just, looking for a place in the world. But he was distant, lilted, had no purpose, had no reason to live, it would seem. When Arion left rather suddenly, And when he did, Figs assumed his mantle. He was his assistant. He was his runner-up. I mean, Arion. He was clearly Arion's successor. There's no question even.
So it's kind of like how Buster is right now.
Exactly. But Figs, he needed a purpose and he found one. The Caves of Chaos, I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yeah, I heard rumblings, but it wasn't my primary concern when I was leaving the fort.
Well, Figs stumbled upon those caves one day, and whatever happened there, he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't talk about it. We don't know what happened there. But when he came back, he was different.
Different how?
He had a purpose then.
What was his purpose before?
Like I said, he didn't have one. He was aimless.
So what did he do then? I mean, I'm trying to get in my mind as to what type of thing changed in the man. Because he seems pretty directional right now.
Sure, he empathized with the goblinoids and ogres and monsters that he met there, and whatever happened there, he ended up with a very civilized and very real trade agreement that we execute month by month, day by day.
Is that where you were taking the crates the other day?
Ah, it is.
You can't see me right now, but I'm nodding like no one's business.
You're right, I can't see you. That doesn't work.
Yeah. And I'm just like, huh. I didn't think it would be like that. So
And it says,
you're
it's not a bad arrangement.
Yeah. What do you guys get out of it?
Well, first of all, we tend to we besiege the shipments, the wagons that come from the south and sometimes from the north. We take the goods, we split up the goods. Most of them go to the Caves of Chaos. The men go along with him to carry the crates fixed. I don't go. But Figs goes into. Apparently, just so happens that Figs goes in alone. The Caves of Chaos, as it's been told to me, is a cave structure, and has multiple entrances, and he goes into one of the entrances alone and comes out, and a goblin, a hobgoblin, a hyena man, pardon me, that was my mistake. Two goblins, two different tribes of goblins, a gnoll, a ram man, two different orcs, and a dwargar, a black-skinned dwarf, come out and each take one crate and take them back to their respective entrances. Figs returns, he comes out with information about where there will be additional shipments. And presumably other things that, I mean, presumably he's getting something else out of it. Gold, perhaps. Jewels. I mean, people don't ask. He doesn't tell.
Are all the crates, like, packed evenly? It sounds like they're...
No, we will organize them.
That's what I mean to say. Like, does the bandit camp, like, take the crates and then, like, organize them into, like, a shed?
Right.
Pools?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a plot bomb right there. I say that to his face. No, I don't. Okay. Oh. I mean, you guys almost sound like... Okay, give me a figure in a book that is similar to Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Okay. Have you heard of Robin Hood before?
Of course. Who hasn't?
Yeah, you guys are striking me very similar to those fabled stories.
As it so happens, I'm sure Fig sees himself as such the same.
Interesting. I mean, like, I had a run-in with a couple of orcs in the forest the other night. I got lost on my way back from a hunt.
Aye.
And, it came to fisticuffs, but they seemed like they were alright. I mean, they just simply wanted what they thought was theirs.
Why are you telling me this?
I don't know. I mean, is that part of the contract, to stay away from the camp?
Not all orcs in the area are part of the arrangement. They're not under our... They're not part of the same structure.
Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, like, you're pretty much the first person in this entire bandit group. Do they call themselves bandits? Am I okay saying bandits, Graham?
Yeah.
Okay. In this entire family that's told me anything, really. I've been pretty much aimless up until this point.
Well, we're soon to be brothers, are we not?
That we are.
He'll show you his brand.
Does it look gruesome?
What brand?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, can I just, is there a way that I can maybe do, like, a healing check on something like that?
To do what?
Like, I want to know how permanent these sorts of things are.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. It doesn't even seem like it needs to be checked, to be honest with you.
Well, just check to see if you crit, just in case.
It's just in
curious.
case you crit. Yeah. Nope. I did the opposite.
No, I mean, that's fairly permanent.
Okay.
It's essentially a burn and it will scar. I mean, and it's essentially a scar is what it looks like. It's not necessarily a black, it's scar tissue.
Is it literally like where you brand a cow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, see, a cow's hide will blacken like that. Like, it will look black, like it's charred. But a human doesn't have as thick of skin, and so it will eat through the layers of skin, and then it will scar and turn into scar tissue.
Yeah, alright. Okay, because I'm thinking, like, if this comes down to it, I'm going to be scarred as a bandit for the rest of my life, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just trying to think of ways how I can avoid that, or maybe even, like, prepare my flesh in some way that I can avoid a permanent scarring, but that roll was terrible, so no.
I very highly doubt it.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I'm like, well, that's the price. Sometimes you gotta do a line of coke to get in with the drug dealers. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that... Nope.
Don't say that to him.
Okay.
That was out of character. But yeah, all right. So the idea here, Graham, is that I know that there's going to be hullaboozing tonight, and I don't know where they do this whole thing, but I assume they're going to need a place to drink piss. So that was the intent here, to build this thing where they can drink while it's raining and not be fucking.
Okay, and the word gets around that that's what it is, and everybody's real friendly with you now.
Fantastic. That's what I wanted.
Right.
And yeah, that's
continue.
That's my piece.
All right. Let's cut back to break time.
We're about 12 minutes off, so.
Okay, never mind. Let's cut quick back to Anglard and Roland and the
Oh.
Man Hermit splashing around like a child. He appears uninterested or doesn't actually understand what the wall you keep drawing is.
Well,
Doesn't appear to be
Alright, well,
his vocabulary, quote unquote.
Engelard!
What? You actually called me by my name for once?
Get into a position for piggyback riding. Do it.
Again, position.
Assume the position.
I assumed the position that my back was going to die.
I motion towards it to the crazy old man.
He appears confused.
I think you're going to have to pick him up and put him on my back.
I've got a better idea. This is going to be embarrassing.
Oh boy.
I've constructed a rudimentary saddle for him to use.
I will get in front of Engelard, and I'll motion for him to piggyback on me.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give you a piggyback ride, and I need you to laugh and smile and have a good time.
Oh boy. I'm going to get on his back.
Roleplay the shit out of this, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You better do this.
Better show me happy.
Be happy!
I am happy! Sobbing.
I'm so happy over here.
I'm so happy I'm crying.
All right, he will take a running start at Engelard while he's still on rolling the back.
All right, I'll drop Engelard so that Engelard can carry him.
Engelard, make a dexterity check.
To catch the homeless guy. Let's just make that clear what's happening right now.
No, if we want to make it clear, I'm being dropped off the back of a guy in a giant suit that was just magically repaired by water in order to catch a homeless guy on my back and give him a piggyback ride for the next 4 hours.
That's
All right,
it.
yep, this naked.
Yes, naked homeless guy with a beard with
naked
perfectly
homeless.
positioned beard.
Okay,
It tickles you. You like
he's not
it.
you're not particularly heavy, but you will need to make some stamina checks on the way back.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go out in front because I foresee needing to go out ahead and explaining what we're doing with this guy,
Okay.
because I don't want anybody to scare him off.
All right.
And then on the way, I'm going to discuss with Engelard that we're probably going to have to take him to one of the houses of worship because they're probably the most likely to do charity, where he could, spend the night and we could research the mirror and try to get his sanity back.
Yeah.
And that'll be the plan.
Yep. And then I guess we're going to have to make haste though.
Yeah, we'll try and double time it. Not
Okay,
double time it. We'll try and 1.5 time it.
Fine. Engelard, give me 3 stamina checks.
All right. My stamina is 8. Oh boy.
Yep, this would be a tough roll.
1 pass.
23,
2 pass.
24, 11.
Fail.
That's
Alright,
right
the-
at the end. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
the last third, maybe you switch up.
Yeah, if we can coax him into switching up, we'll switch.
Yeah.
Okay. It's still raining. It's been raining all day like this. You guys are both wet.
Can I get a series of rolls for the enjoyment of the old man?
Yeah.
Like, how long does he last before he gets bored?
Okay. What would we roll then?
I don't know. Is there like a happiness roll? How did you get it?
No, okay.
He went from
1 to
having
20. He had the worst time ever, then the best time.
He is very bipolar when it comes to getting piggyback rides.
Yeah. He is experiencing like reserved enjoyment because imagine like an animal almost, like a feral child.
Yeah.
I mean, he's keeping an eye out for danger, like he was with the scorpions as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you guys to get hurt.
He's having
Alright.
he's having a blast. Ba-dum-tsh. No? Okay.
All right. Yeah, you guys will make it back to the keep. It's getting tending towards evening.
I head out in front. I explain the situation. No one any sudden movements. We're taking him to not Leolin because he's the one who's suspicious. So that other house of worship,
Yeah, Father Grimbold.
he's the one that does it to.
He's the son, alias priest of the god of sun.
he's got a son.
No,
Leland's
he's the...
Yeah, the legitimate one's the wisdom one. Leland's the sun god, right?
No, Father Grimbald has the church, worships Alzi as the god of the sun.
Yes.
Okay, so and he's the one with the actual church. We'll take him to that guy.
Yes. And the other
We'll
guy.
take him first because we don't trust Leland. But I guess if they reject us, we can always go to Leland.
If he'll even bother. And he's not, still hiding.
Well, I think we can get Leland on our side because he professes to be the god of wisdom, and this man has lost his mind. So,
True.
what
Yeah,
better reward for the House of Wisdom? But we'll go to the Sun one first because we don't mistrust him.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
Apparently,
People look very strangely at you as they observe piggybacks happening with this strange naked man.
we beeline for the church. We
Okay,
spend
yeah.
as little time in the street as possible.
Okay, you get into the church. Stuff, no more rain.
Hello?
As you shake off your rein like a dog. He shakes off his rein like a dog. It's very quiet in here. There's not really anything going on. Eventually, a robed servant or what are they called? Apprentice, priest, apprentice, whatever, what have you. Woman will kind of poke out from a back office. Acolyte. I don't like when you use the word acolyte because that's what I call Leland's acolytes.
Okay, yeah.
But apprentice, we'll call him.
Journeyman?
Sure, journeyman priest, priestess. She will say, "Excuse me, do you need something?"
Yes! This man! We found him out in the wilderness. He's lost his mind. He's like a child. The thing is, I found a magical mirror, don't ask. But I think if I research it, I can figure out how to restore his mind. The thing is, he's crazy and wild and childlike and needs someone like a priest to give him some charity while I do this research. Keep him safe and warm and entertained. We thought we would go to a house of worship to seek such charity.
Let me get Father Grimbold.
Sure thing!
She goes and gets Father Grimbold.
I tell the same story to Father Grimbald.
Sure, and she and the woman need a name. Hold on.
Well, while he's doing
Maggie.
this, we'll take
Dorothy.
one that actually has it handled. So I'll probably go out and
Dorothy
the
returns
mercenary-
with a blanket rather to drape him in. The Mad Hermit. He is quite entranced by the bastion of technological marvels that the keep is.
I thought you were going to go with bosom, but that's better. I prefer that.
Yeah, he didn't take it to a dirty place like you did. You fucking uncultured swine.
Hey man, bosoms are far from uncultured.
The Mad Hermit is kind of looking around, very awed at the stained glass windows, and he's kind of swinging his legs on a pew because he is quite short. He is very small and stunted.
So what is Grimbald's response?
Grimbald is like observing him from afar while he's standing next to you, and he's saying, "So, you say, what is this mirror exactly?"
Well,
I have it like under my arm, covered up.
Yeah.
It's likely evil, and my presumption is it stole this poor man's mind. He had it in his cave, and he would cover it up, and he fears it and the language of magic. So my deduction is that it has robbed him of his senses, and that with intense study, perhaps, I could figure out how to restore his mind.
Well, I'm afraid there's not much I know about magic. That seems to be your expertise. As far as I know.
Well, he's all we need from someone. He's childlike and full of wonder, and he's a handful. There'd be no place for him at a tavern or inn, you see. and we can't just leave him wandering around the wilderness while I perform my work.
Says, oh, I see. Well, yeah. So we have some extra quarters in the basement.
Now, if he gets too much of a handful, he responds well to happy drawings of faces.
Okay, noted. Make sure you take that mirror to Lionheart to get it stamped. You don't want to spend time in the stocks for having contraband.
Yes, of course. In my haste to get this man all set up. Yeah, I'll head right there. Thank you.
I head to Lionheart.
And he says, you may want to check with the priest Leoland.
Yes.
If anybody knows, or actually, allow me. If anybody knows about mind healing, it would be Leoland. He's the.
We will visit him ourselves.
We'll be fine.
You tend to this poor man, and we have a delivery to make to Leland anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
So we'll be right over.
I'll head to Lionheart, get it stamped. I'll explain the situation and that I need to research it. And, maybe I'll throw in some bullshit about it leading to the Caves of Chaos, perhaps, if I study it.
Okay, yeah, that will assuage his suspicions, because he was going to opt to just destroy it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good call.
I would go to the guild house and see. I would probably go out and try to find the mercenary I hired.
Okay. Whose name I didn't give, right?
Nope.
His name is Abbas.
Abbas?
Abbas.
Alright. Well, I'll try and find him then.
Okay. He is actually nowhere to be found in the guild house.
Interesting.
He's been taken and eaten by Leoland, who is a vampire.
That's all.
A vampire.
No, he may be out doing what you asked him to do, or he may be at the,
Having gotten it stamped by Lionheart, I will return to my study at the top of the guild house. I'll find England looking for Abbas, and I'll motion for him to join me in my study.
I guess I'll just join him for now.
Okay.
So we have that flower that Leland wanted, and he's suspicious. What's the next move? I could begin research on this mirror, but then I wouldn't. I'd probably be indisposed to help you with any Leland stuff.
I'd say the mirror is more important. I'll take the flower myself. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll look through a couple of books of mine and see if there's anything I can find out about this first.
Sure thing. I will do that now then. Please come back in the morning and make sure I'm not a babbling, insane idiot.
No problem.
That was a perfect setup to a joke.
Yes, it was. I set you up and you didn't even knock it down.
Just
you kind of
swing
missed
and miss.
It was so blatant.
It went over in...
Anyway,
no problem.
So Graham,
Yeah.
I won't uncover the mirror first or anything like that. I'll start by combing through the books that I have, sparse though they may be, to research magical mirrors. Now, would that be a call for a research roll?
Yes, of course.
Why don't we save that roll for when we get back?
Oh, man.
Cliffhanger roll.
Cliffhanger.
Tension. Research roll.
The critical 20 that I'm going to get, and I learn everything about the mirror.
All right, guys. We'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We got another 2 hours of this to go. And, yeah, we'll be back.